What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of the brand new 2019 movie, Shaft. Hey, before you watch this review, please subscribe to my channel and press that like button and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you would like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. You know, I had reservations about this sequel when I heard that Kenya Barris was involved. Don't get me wrong, I think Kenya Barris is a fantastic writer and I'm a big fan of his show Blackish, but I was just worried of what it would do to this smooth swagger ladies man Shaft if you crank up the comedy. And after having seen this film, even though a part of me still wishes that the movie could have toned down some of its more foolish, ridiculous parts, I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't enjoy myself watching it overall. Directed by Tim Story, rising star Jesse T. Usher plays John Shaft Jr., aka JJ, son of the legendary smooth cop turned PI John Shaft. Jr. is now all grown up, working as a cybersecurity data analyst for the FBI, and is hell-bent on finding out about the truth behind his best friend's untimely death. To solve this case, he needs the education and the guidance that only his estranged dad can provide. John Shaft has been absent throughout JJ's youth, but he agrees to help JJ navigate Harlem's heroin-invested belly while secretly trying to settle a score against the one dangerous criminal that got away. You know what's fascinating? The title is always Shaft, no matter what decade it's in. It was Shaft in the 70s, it was Shaft 19 years ago, and it's still called Shaft now. And keep in mind that those two are not reboots, they're sequels. Except maybe for that little confusion with Samuel L. Jackson's John Shaft being Richard Roundtree's John Shaft's nephew instead of his son. But hey, if X-Men franchise can confuse its own timeline and no one bats an eye, surely we can let this one Shaft detail slip up slide. I think it's very fitting that Tim Story is the director for this one. He's the filmmaker who gave us The Ride Along, and to be honest, the dynamic between Samuel L. Jackson and Jesse T. Usher in this film is a lot like Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. The difference is Sam Jackson's John Shaft is not reluctant to teach his son, and his son JJ or Jr. actually has a pretty few impressive skills up his sleeves. By the way, Sam Jackson still got that smooth operator persona about him, like it never left him at all. As John Shaft, he can ruffle some feathers and blow women's panties off before the day is even over. Jesse T. Usher may not have a comic background per se, but he understands that his character is there not only to be shocked whenever his dad, John Shaft, doesn't play by the book, but as you will see from this film, part of Kenya Barris and co-writer Alex Barnow's priority is to address the generational divide in terms of whether or not some of John Shaft's way of doing things can still fly in this PC day and age. And the same goes the other way around, whether or not Junior can loosen up a bit and maybe learn a thing or two from his dad's rather unorthodox methods. Look, I love Regina Hall, but my god, I cannot stand her in this movie. All she basically does is yell and scream and yell out some more. Junior himself has a lot of his annoying moments too, where you feel like you just want to slap him across the face. And I wish that the movie would have taken some of its gunfights or shootouts or confrontations more seriously. And so I think that that is the downside of cranking up the comedy. The result is that it minimizes some of the scenes that are supposed to be threatening and dangerous. In the previous Shaft movie, at least you have Christian Bale, who played a rather memorable villain. But the villain in this one unfortunately barely leaves an impression. So there are many elements in this new Shaft movie that could have been bolder, but hell, watching 3 generations of Shaft walking across the street in uniformity, as corny as that shot may be, it's still worth the admission ticket.